gentlemen. And once again, our Chiefs came through. They beat the LA Chargers by, 20 to 17? So we're 2-0, and we play the Indianapolis Colts in about 10 days. But we're very fortunate. The person that I got started with, Guess Who's Coming to Kansas City, was none other than Tom Crane. He was with the Peace Corps. So he can tell us about the Peace Corps. He was the president of KKFI at the time that he and Fruity Hall got me connected with Guess Who's Coming to Kansas City. So, Tom, if you would, just give us a little background, what you did in the Peace Corps, and we'll go on. We should have a very interesting show, because a lot of people might not be cognizant of the Peace Corps, but you will make them cognizant today.
Okay, well, I applied to the Peace Corps and was accepted for a health program in a little country called Malawi, which is in southern Africa. And anyway, I was with the tuberculosis or TB project, and I worked in several hospitals in Malawi, and I did everything from taking x-rays to diagnosing people to giving tests on whether people were exposed to TB, and tracing patients down out in the country where they had left the hospital before they should have, stuff like that.
And when did this take place?
Oh, this is like a long, long time ago. But, you know, it was interesting that Malawi had just gotten independence fairly recently before we got there. And most of the doctors and nurses who were from Rhodesia left the country. So it left the whole country with only like about 4 or 5 doctors in the whole country. So they, we had to fill in, where they were missing.
Okay, I know you have an extensive service in that, and I know you could talk for days. I'm not going to say you're a quiet individual, because I don't doubt that you're not a quiet individual. And you do a Sunday show on KKFI on world music. What type of music do you normally play on Sundays?
Well, it's music, basically information and music from the rest of the world outside the United States. And a lot of the stuff I play probably is not familiar to most people in the Kansas City area. So I play kind of unpopular music because nobody knows about it. And music from Africa, Asia, Latin America, Australia. And so part of the show's purpose is to educate people on what's going on outside the United States and to make people familiar with the idea that all people got music, and when you start to listen to music from somebody else's culture, then maybe that's the first step towards international peace.
Also, you're the one, I guess, the founder of the Friends of Media, Community Media?
Yeah, I'm involved with a group which wants to make media available to the average person instead of just the high-paid, almost millionaires, some of them, media controlled by a few corporations in the United States. So we're trying to get, and I know you've done some work with kids in high schools to educate them about the media. So we're trying to do that with other folks as well.
I think we can work together, and I would appreciate Scott and Aura. They in the St. Louis area, Ferguson. They might not be cognizant of your organization. And how old would it be today?
I'll tell you what, they could get to our website. It's called RFCM, OURFCM.org, RFCM.org, and it says who we are, and we put articles on there about the media all the time so that people can be aware of who's being controlled by what.
Okay, we don't want y'all to bite your tongue, Aura and Scott.
Right now, Tom, I don't have a computer in front of me, okay, but maybe digress a little bit. What year were you in Peace Corps?
Can you repeat that question, please?
Yes, I said, what year were you in the Peace Corps?
Oh, I got back in the late 60s, early 70s.
Remember, when did you go in, though?
I'm sorry?
When did you go into the Peace Corps?
It would have been 66, 69.
Okay, and how long were you there?
Am I what?
How long were you in the Peace Corps, and what motivated you to get into the Peace Corps?
Well, a couple of things. First of all, it was kind of a new program, and I was kind of inspired by the president back then, Kennedy. He said, ask not what you can do for yourself, but ask what you can do for your country. Plus the fact that I would rather go and do something to help people than shoot at them in Vietnam. So my choice, which, they could have drafted me, and I would have been willing to go, and I took my physical and all that stuff, but Peace Corps accepted me first, so I got the chance to learn a whole lot about another culture, another country, and another group of people I had never heard of before. And another language, and new food, and beautiful country to visit.
Okay, I guess my other question would be, what skills did you bring to the table when you go over there?
You're kind of breaking up. Say that again, please.
What skills did you bring to the table when you went over there?
Oh, I recorded a bunch of music when I was over there as well, and sometimes I played on the show. And, all cultures have got music. Well, there's a few crazy people trying to ban music in some cultures, but every human culture's got music, and it's a celebration of life. And so I've learned a whole lot about different countries just by studying and listening to their music.
Well, what are some of the countries that you find the most fascinating?
What do I find the most fascinating?
What are some of the countries that has the most fascinating music?
Well, I've learned a lot about Middle Eastern music, and of course I like Brazilian music. They've got so many different types of music there, so many genres of music, and but I've explored Africa a lot through music too, and there's a whole lot of different styles of music in Africa, ranging from the type of music on the island of Zanzibar to West African Afro-pop to South African Conga music, and it reflects the culture that's living there. Africa's not a homogeneous place. It's mixed up with a lot of different people, a lot of different languages, and a lot of different ideas.
Now, when you say Africa, naturally I agree with you that it's very diversified, for lack of a better description. And so now, like for instance, how would you compare the United States to Africa in terms of diversity, in terms of music?
American music has had quite an influence on Africa. In fact, music travels, has no borders. It travels across different places, and of course, American rock is kind of a standard around the world. But blues and jazz have come out of a country like Mali, and there have been American artists that have gone over there to learn from some of the musicians in that country. There's a couple of good albums. One is called Timbuktu Bob, which Timbuktu is a center of cultural learning. Used to have vast libraries. While the Middle Ages were going on in Europe, there was a lot of educated people in Timbuktu. And Tubab is a white person, so in some countries in West Africa. So the album was called Timbuktu Bob, and it's an American artist that went over there with blues and jazz and collaborated with different musicians. And then Moroccan music is totally different, and of course Egyptian music, and there's a style of music called tukus in Central Africa and Congo, and that swept the whole continent. And of course, people like Fela Kuti from Nigeria were thrown in jail for their music because they were criticizing the local government.
Wow. One thing, this past week, Ramsey Lewis passed away, so what kind of I know he was a jazz musician, but how would you say he kind of affected the music around the world?
Yeah, well, he's a great influence, And again, and there's another style too. Ethio jazz takes a great influence from the United States, but they put their own scale on it, their own cultural imprint. And there's a great album called Ethiopians, and there's another one called The Golden 70s from Ethiopia. And it's some of the most profound music, in that part of the world, in the Horn of Africa.
Well, so I guess what is the most dominant instrument that's used around the world with that music?
What is it that what?
The most dominant instrument that they find that's used around the world, music.
Oh, other music around the world?
No. What is the most dominant instrument? Like the piano, the guitar, the drums. What is the most dominant instrument?
People got their own local instruments too, and one of the most beautiful instruments in the world is in West Africa called a kora. It's a stringed instrument that's played kind of like a harp and a guitar combination. And then in Ethiopia, there are some instruments that people have never heard of in this country too, a masinko and stringed instruments. And then where I lived, in southern Malawi, people had a type of music called the kuba, and it would be 9 tuned drums played by 3 different people, and it has very, very intricate rhythms to it, very sophisticated. And I would listen sometimes, after it got dark. Everything the equator, the sun goes down at 6 and comes up at 6 all year round. So after 6, I would go out and listen for music, and I'd go, I'd kind of walk over to a village and appreciate what people were doing and listen to the music in that particular area.
Now, let me ask you a question. Have you got out of the Peace Corps? Did you ever go back over to Malawi?
I've had a chance to go back over. In fact, I've traveled like, maybe 15, 20 African countries. And I had working in Liberia that I visited a couple times. And then I actually worked in Botswana, which is one of the richest countries, maybe in the world, in Africa, that people don't realize, because, they've got some great mineral wealth there, and there's not very many people. So, and they've got a multi-party democracy, and you never hear about them. All you hear about is places that are having trouble because of ethnic strife and stuff like that.
What is that nation again?
What's the country? Botswana.
Okay, and where's it located at?
It's it borders South Africa to the north, and Zimbabwe, South Africa's in the south, and Zimbabwe is in the north, and Namibia is in the west. It's in southern Africa.
Okay. Wow. Now, when you go over there, okay, how has most of these different countries, how has government, do they ever get involved with your music, that it's being played?
Ever get involved? Let's say that again, please.
Does the government, some places, sometimes it goes against the government. The music that's being played, artists, I should say.
It depends on the government, but in Peace Corps, you don't get involved with any politics. And,
I understand. I'm familiar with Peace Corps, you're right.
But when I went to Botswana, I worked for the government briefly through consultancy, and I worked for the Ministry of Health, helped them to write a manual on communications.
What is your background?
Repeat that question.
What is your background?
Let's see. Well, I've done a lot of different things. I got a teaching degree years ago in science, and then I got a master's in international affairs and African studies and geography. Worked on that, and then I worked for the Peace Corps after I got back for quite a while for all the volunteer programs like VISTA and AmeriCorps, and Also, I've had a background in media for many years because my dad was the chief engineer at WGN in Chicago, so I had a chance to work for that station.
Well, what has been the most fulfilling thing you ever did in your Peace Corps career?
I didn't get that again. I think I got a
what is the most fulfilling thing that you did while you were in the Peace Corps?
The most what?
Fulfilling. What gave you the most satisfaction?
I think I got a real bad connection.
Well, what he was asking, what was the most satisfying thing that you did while you was in the Peace Corps?
Oh, man. Most satisfying was getting a chance to make friends with people that I never would have heard about before, and learning to trust and live with people who are very poor. Nobody really doing well in the poorest countries in the world, and yet people are willing to put you up and give you a meal and treat you. They have a saying there, Lendo sapita walanjala. That means a traveler never goes with hunger, which means that you offer hospitality to people. And that was something that really moved me quite a bit, that people who basically had nothing were willing to share what they had with you. And of course, the other stuff, which was really inspiring, was having a chance to visit a beautiful part of the world and see some of the natural wonders there.
Wow, that's exciting. Matter of fact, I can say, I commend you, on having a very exciting career, and especially that you now put this in music, for lack of better description. How the music around the world, how it brings the people together, I should say.
Yeah, I feel very fortunate to have had the chance to experience what I did, and I would encourage other people to think about it as a possibility. A lot of times people in Peace Corps teach, but I was a health guy, so that was a little different.
Wow. You've been back here in Kansas City quite a time, and you got the twins, your boys, and you've been very active. Why did you, let's go over it again, you formed an organization, one of the founders, and you said you want to give everybody equal opportunity, allow people not be cognizant of the very facets of media. A lot of them don't even know what media is, they just get to guessing, but what motivated you to want to get like a foundation? I know you're a 501c3. What motivated you to want to get involved in that and get other people to get them to recruit to help you?
Well, many years ago, again, there was a boom, and I know you've experienced it as well. There was a program in Kansas City called the Kansas City Black Educational Broadcasting People, which wanted to put a radio station on the air there, and we'd set one up also called the Mid-Coast Radio Project. And anyway, I got involved with that early on because I've always been kind of involved in the media. And the idea would be that we would provide an outlet to people who had no opportunity to have their voices heard on commercial media, or any media for that matter. So, and that's kind of like I'm carrying on the same thing with the Friends of Community Media, to try and provide opportunities for people to get involved with the media. Instead of letting it control them, then they should control the media.
Okay, what is your most favorite instrument that you like the most?
The most what?
Your favorite instrument?
Drum, violin, guitar, trumpet, or what? Your favorite instrument? Or do you play an instrument?
Oh, yeah. I also was in a band in college, and, played piano, played clarinet. I've never done anything commercially with it. But I think I started getting appreciation for music when I was in junior high school, continuing on in middle school. So my ears have been open to learning about new things all the time. Most people probably are stuck in some kind of a groove, which is not bad, of wanting a particular kind of music and a particular kind of experience. But sometimes it's helpful to let your ears open up a little bit and try and learn about something different that you've never heard before. And that's one of my favorite things is when somebody will call me up on when I'm doing the show saying, "Hey, I never heard that before. Where did that come from?" And that means that they're still searching for something new instead of the stuff that the mass media give us and the record companies try and get us to sell their stuff. Like I say, the stuff I play is not, for the most part, is not a major record company stuff or not major record company music.
Right now, okay, I have to ask you your age, okay? I'm 73 years old myself, okay? And I enjoy people who seem to be like you are a people person, am I right?
Yeah.
You might want to ask how old you are, Tom.
Okay. Well, this is an unexpected pleasure having a chance to talk to you about this stuff.
Yeah, I'm excited, okay, about the fact, that you travel abroad and you touch so many people's lives in a positive way.
Well, I would hope so, but I'm just a regular person, and anybody can do it. You just got to get your mind into the situation where maybe you want to do something different that's not just to make money or just to try and get power, but to try and make alliances with your community and your fellow people.
When Tom got me involved in KKFI, I was on quick at KWKI, and then he got me involved with a young lady is still working for the Federal Reserve Bank, Trudy Hall. And they got me involved and got the show going, and we've been doing it ever since, probably, I would say 34 years, and it's still going strong. We're on the internet now, and we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, we're on Apple TV, we're on smart phone, we're on what's that other one I got? The iPhone. We also in 5 different countries on podcasting, and since you're from Buffalo, New York, we're not going to hold that against you, Scott. I know you have different things about music that were very popular there, so won't you ask Tom some questions or some things you thought about was afraid to ask?
Okay, I know that you're interested in more African music than anything else, it seems. But what do you think about the Who?
There's a group in Mongolia called the Who.
Yes, Mongolia, yes.
It's called HU, and they do this great Mongolian throat singing.
Yes, they do a great job on that. What do you think of that style?
Oh, I like it. I'm learning more about it all the time, and there's this part of the world called Tuva, which I think is part of Russia, and they have a similar type of music to Mongolian style, and I'm trying to think of the name of the movie right now. Anyway, somebody gave me a copy of it, and I really enjoyed watching it. And then as far as other music goes, there's a documentary called Lacho Drum, which follows the people who are called gypsies. I'm not sure if that's a pejorative term or not, but the Romani people, how they came out of India and stopped in all these countries and added their music to the different countries, and from Egypt all the way to England. And
they've been
that's fascinating to me too.
They've been what do you call it? They've been discriminated against a lot as well.
Oh yeah, World War II, one of Hitler's people they wanted to exterminate were the Romani people.
Yeah, exactly.
Along with Jews, along with gay people, along with political opponents, and they killed a lot of people.
Yeah, sure have.
I would be remiss, but with people, they just had the funeral of Elizabeth II today, and then I did not know until Ira brought it up about Ramsey Lewis passing. But I know this worldwide, and sometimes I wonder that the people wanted to escape the United Kingdom or over in Europe to come over to America, and then they celebrate it and they try to pattern themselves after the things that took place over in England or the United Kingdom, whatever.
And that's the thing today with how we're treating refugees. And a refugee means somebody who's looking for refuge from something that's bad. You know, whether it's in Central America or Afghanistan or some countries in Africa. You know, people are leaving why would you want to leave your home where you've been brought up and all your relatives and, ancestors are there, unless something was really bad. So the way we're treating people, and like right now, they're busing people in around the country as a political stunt that are refugees. And, anyway, that's something that we should be more sympathetic to, is why people are here, or want to come here. And of course, the Native Americans were here originally, and we didn't treat them very well either, because they were different than the white European colonizers.
Right. Well, I think one thing is right there, okay, so utilizing, human beings, okay, it's almost like trafficking in a roundabout way. They're using them, okay, and at the same time, they're not benefiting. I guess, I can't say they're not benefiting because they come to this country for a better life. And one thing, they come here, they tell them the truth. And for them to not be told the truth, okay, to me, is kind of not a good way to sort out relationships to align to someone.
We need to be a little more tolerant. Of course, a lot of people were brought here against their will, and they didn't do a better life. They came to a life of slavery.
Right, yeah. Matter of fact, that's how, you mentioned that, today in our program, I do a program also, and we were talking about the Queen of England, who just passed away. She was not at your Monday, by the way. They had a funeral, but one of the things that some people look at in England, okay, is there's been a conqueror in a person that actually stole slave trade around the world. Because even in Canada, and not just for black folks, they put other Indians and stuff. They used also as slaves, so to speak.
Yeah, the conquerors usually get to write the history, and they don't put in the bad parts of what they did to conquer.
Right. Yeah.
And if you want to read a good book about what happened with the slave trade in the United States, there's something called the 1619 Project.
Yes.
It is an excellent book. I'm about 2/3 of the way through it, but it really opened my eyes to how all this stuff was hidden away. Yes, from our history.
Well, you brought that up, and we have a special workshop, we call it State of the Art, called the 1619 Project. That's going to take place on December the 3rd over at the Bruce Watkins Cultural Heritage Center, and a lot of people not cognizant because they said deal with the colonies, this, that, and other. And then they said there was the Dutch people that brought the Africans over here in the 13 colonies. And then I heard the Portuguese did that, where the people, the weaker people who wasn't the warriors, they were sold into slavery for that buck, and they brought them over on the ship to do slave work. And not only when they said Columbus discovered America, what America? Then I understand now there's a sugar cane and what have you, but he takes credit for that because the Queen of Spain gave him money to go out and identify more spices to bring back.
Yeah, what was the call? There were three legs of the trade. One leg would bring the slaves in, one leg would take the sugar back to Europe, and then they would take the third leg would go back down to Africa and take slaves again.
Yeah, and that's why I said all this.
It was called. That was it. I forget what it was. But the Middle Passage. Yeah. People were brought over.
Well, I tell you, Tom, we're gonna get you in a lot of. We go like my good friend Harry Williams with Bloodstone. We go a long way back, and I think we should add you to that workshop. It'll be that afternoon. Called the 1619 Project. I know Dr. Williams of the Black Archives involved in it. And we got to, if you can, I need to get in touch with Ron McMillan to get involved in it, and Alvin Brooks and yourself. We want a broad deal with different people. And if you got any handouts that we can, a lot of people just not cognizant of what took place. And a lot of people, especially the Europeans, are very excited and they want to know. They want to know what's happening. It's like when I was with in the 1970s, when they first started the Kansas City Broadcasters Association, which consisted of radio and TV stations, and then we started doing the ascertainment. So we're going to resume that, and you was part of them. Matter of fact, I already drafted you to be one of the people to handle the clock so the people won't get long-winded too long, okay? And we welcome you. Not only that, your organization should become an associate member of the United Minority Media Association. I don't think we'll have any problem with that, do you, Mr. Tom Crane?
Okay. Yeah, let me know about that. Be glad to be part of it if you want me to. And
well, it's going to be December the 3rd.
Yeah, I'll get the book finished by then. It's, I'm reading a little bit every day on it. So.
Well, we want you to double your reading capacity. I got two books. One gets in the library. It's a regular small print. It held by being legally blind. In the far side, you might say, I had to get the larger print, and they charge you more money for the larger print.
Oh no!
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You get it?
But I think we got a well-rounded conference. Like I think you'll play a pertinent role. This group, we're going to try to orientate how to do successful ascertainment. A lot of people don't even know what ascertainment means, and you've been involved with all of them that we've been doing.
And that's another thing they tried to do away with. Under the Reagan administration, they started saying, "Hey, we shouldn't give people access anymore. People can advertise as much as they want, and let's get rid of the ascertainment." That's what they did.
So we got a lot to talk about. I think we'll get another group, get them trained and orientated about not only talking about the media, but it could be businesses, it could be neighborhoods, it could be anything with the people not doing things like we would like for them to do to make it equal.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, I know, Mr. Scott, I know you're not lost for words. Can we put you on your three-winger, your wheeler, so you can say you riding down thinking of some things to say? You can open up. It's okay this time.
I'm just absorbing right now. Thank you.
Tom, you got so much experience doing this stuff. What excites you about, what have you learned, and how have you appreciated the ascertainment that we started over to KKFI, okay? And it didn't start at KKFI. I was with the Kansas City Broadcast Association, but now we got to broaden that base and get more people interested, not only with the media, but also the people in the neighborhoods, the people with the different businesses, how important ascertainment is, and it kind of helps us to get more people involved in a lot of things, because we're not really taking advantage of all the culture and all the trades and all the opportunity that could be possible.
Yeah, and our website, rfcm.org, has some tips on how you can get involved with the media, what kind of things you need to produce to get your message across. And a lot of people don't understand that they still can do some stuff with the other media. And, there are just tools there that we have that'll show people how to do stuff.
And also, while you brought that up, sir, we asking for people to provide, 25 or 50 handouts. A lot of people are not cognizant what takes place. They don't even know what's going on in their own neighborhood. So we try to put information for people they can read and learn.
And the problem is there's so many news outlets that are disappearing right now. They're getting bought up, or they can't afford to keep it going. And it's a real problem because local news is disappearing. And one of FCM's things is we want to get people back involved with local news and maybe do an internship so that we can train people in how to get on the media or get other people involved.
Well, I spoke with, you remember Ronald Jones?
What was that?
Ronald Jones is with KCUR.
Yeah.
He's coming back aboard in humor. And then before he retired, but they tell me, what's that guy y'all had over there? The violin player, the fiddler, whatever. I understand he's no longer at KKFI. Of course, you don't know, cause your show is, when is your show, when does it air? What time?
Oh, it's called World Sound Radio, and it's on at 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock on Sundays, and it's followed by Global Roots, and then there's a Native American show after that, and then there's a reggae show after that. So there's a good variety of international and multicultural radio on Sunday afternoon.
Well, we'll share that because what it is with the internet, we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, we're on Apple TV, we're on smartphone, we're on iPhone, we're on the 5 broadcaster. And what else are we on, Scott?
Sir, we're on Telegram, we're on Twitch, we're on YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, and let's see here, Telegram, Twitter,
Facebook and YouTube.
Yeah, Facebook, YouTube, yep, all of those. So we're all over the world.
And you might tell the people some new things that's going to take place for people who are not cognizant or interested in knowing all different type of media and what they can do and what they cannot do. You might kind of get more people to tune in and tell them what time your show come on and how they can listen in.
My show is called Lunch with the Zoo and Congress, and the show is like its name, just like Green Show is. That we try to educate you a little bit about what's going on in life. We open up with a prayer by Reverend Lyles, and also he does us some teaching from the Bible, and then we do like a review of the current events, like what's going on right with COVID-19, what's going on with the present situation now in London with the Queen, what's going on in Ukraine, what's going on in Mar-a-Lago situation with the documents there, what's going on with the current election cycle around the country, and also just what's going on in general. We try to be like get you get news you can't get no place else. And then we have a special guest comes on, this week, matter of fact, switching with our guest, honor Yuma, the time that is on the Black Media Association in the country, and the fact that it's done so much to change the broadcast world from black into scholarships, leading to good paying jobs. And then at that point, we end the program with the last half hour was a review by our executive director, CEO, how you want to give him, Chucky Bow, who explained what is happening new in the National Chamber of Commerce, as well as some new programs that we have that's put together. One right now you heard about today is working with the President Black Caucus that's coming up. And things like that. We want to get the word out to black business owners how you can start your own business. what business information out there. One thing we talked about today was in business was Steph Curry, the basketball player from the San Francisco Warriors, is in the process of negotiating $1 billion lifetime contract for himself, similar to what Michael Jordan had with Nike, and also making the third billionaire from basketball fame, LeBron James, Michael Jordan. Now we have Steph Curry, stuff like that.
Well, speaking of Michael Jordan, did you hear what he sold his jersey for?
I don't know, but I know it's
in the millions. Although they lost that game, but they went on to win the NBA World Championship.
Yeah, I didn't see Michael Jordan play. After he retired, he came back. He wore jersey number 45. After he had played basketball, and I was able to sit behind the bench. Matter of fact, he was really breathtaking to see. I'm 6'4", but to see guys like 7 foot, like Phil Jackson, and all those guys. I felt like a little midget. Okay, but it was a very inspiring opportunity to see him play, and he was outstanding.
We got a well-rounded, just like with what Tom does there, over there with KKFI and the World Music. We're going to bring him aboard. Yuma, he's going to be part of that deal. We already got him situated to bring some handouts for the 1619 project, and just to live and learn and touch base with a lot of people. And we're multicultural. We want to bring a lot of people in there because it's not just one-sided. We want to open the doors, and just like the things that have went neglected, we want to bring them back up, and we need to get more people. I stated earlier that learning started when they come out of the womb. We don't want to hold our kids back from learning anything.
MC and Tom, one of the things we also talk about that we can't talk enough about is that right now in our urban cities, especially St. Louis and Kansas City, young people killing each other. That's something that's out of hand. It's out of hand totally what's going on. And it's actually killing our next generation. And, and it's all because of the guns that's kind of proliferated, in our streets. And it's nobody knowing how to use a gun in some cases, or how deadly it is. So we need to talk more about that, and we will in the coming future on our shows also.
Let's pick it back off of that, Tom. All those countries you went to, did y'all have the same type of trouble we have over here in those other countries?
Well,
with bobbies and whatever, police and whatever they want to call them?
Trouble we're having here is there are people that are trying to divide us. And, we've got a lot of different kinds of people in this country. And somebody who was not a reputable person can use that to get one group against another so they can get elected. The problem is in Africa you have, and the stereotype is, tribal, whatever. Well, those are ethnic groups. They're not tribes. We don't call the Scots a tribe. We don't call the Germans a tribe. Well, within one country, because the Europeans drew these boundaries across lines of different kinds of people, sometimes there's a great rivalry between one group of people and another. And some people, like in Kenya, for instance, the Kikuyu people dominated the elections for a long time, but that left the Luo people kind of ticked off at them. And so politicians that are disreputable can cause strife within a country. And like South Sudan has got a real serious problem with different ethnic rivalry. But then there's other countries that are pretty stable you don't hear about, like Botswana, They don't have those kind of problems. So I would say that it's similar in some ways. If you're following South Africa too, that's pretty interesting because it has a history of apartheid. And they're trying to reconstruct something out of something that was really bad for many years, and it's caused a lot of problems with different people.
Well, let me ask you a question. What would you say in our country, the United States, would be one of the number one problems that we need to address if we want to maintain our, being a nation that can be looked at as one of the leaders in the free world.
Well, there's something we're trying to discover here is that, hey, water is not free. And there are problems with big countries in Africa because, like Ethiopia, just built this huge dam that's going to cut the flow of water to other countries. And so, like in the southwestern United States, all these, farmers irrigate all their land by taking all the water out of the Colorado River. So we're starting to see water wars everywhere in the world. And that's a real problem.
It's funny that you mentioned water wars. I know here, we have droughts presently, I know in the West right now, but one of the things that touched my heart the most is that in Mississippi, one is the state in the union, in the country, but in a city with a lot of technology we have, that they have such a problem there where the water is not I can't find a word for it, okay, but
what's going on in Jackson, Mississippi right now?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just
people can't even drink the water out of their tap anymore.
Right, they can't even take a shower, to be honest with you. And this is right in America. And we try to go other places in the world, supply water around the world. We are in our own city. And matter of fact, Jackson, Mississippi is the capital city of the state of Jackson. And most times our capital.
This company is free ride right now, like Nestle, taking the water out of the aquifer and reselling it to poor people in bottles. And then they have Shell Oil, which destroyed Nigeria's delta, on the Niger River.
Yes.
It's a similar thing. People can't even farm their land anymore because it's covered in oil.
Right. Well, you mentioned something there, okay, that people aren't aware of. Right now, in Mississippi, the bottled water is a booming industry right now. Because they're not having good water, they got to spend money now to buy water. And that is a hardship. If you're in a poor situation with no money for food, now you got to pay money for water, okay, that should be free to you.
Yeah, and we can't keep doing that. It's going to run out, and even, buying your water is too expensive. So it's like, if we can't all work together, we're all going to die together.
I know here, my wife, she drinks gloves of bottled water, and in doing that, I cannot imagine, okay, how much a water bill would be for a whole city. For the people going to school, just imagine if you're in a school there, the kids there, or even a hospital, it's unfair. And in no time, it's recently been reported that over $71 million was squandered to people. The rich people getting richer is something that you hear. People like, the big football legend, Beth Flaw, they gave him money, and other athletes, they were giving money to them just because they could give it to them.
Yeah, we got to stop giving a free ride to these people that are hurting us.
Yeah, because even here in Missouri and around the country, he's not the only one out there that's actually who got money, taking money from other people.
And now we're talking about redistributing money from poor people to a few rich people.
Right. And the bad part about it is that they have no shame in doing it.
No, none at all.
I got a picture here today's Post-Dispatch, it's there, this edition. And really, on page 3, they have a large article. It's saying racism seen as the root of water crisis in the Mississippi capital. And I have to agree with you on that. I grew up in Mississippi, in Vicksburg, Mississippi, which is about 30 miles away. And in that, the urban cities, in most cities right now around the country, then we find them now, people fight or move to the urban areas and in the inner cities, in most cities, okay, now been in a decline. I know here in St. Louis, the elected candidates, they are now redoing the inner cities now, which is a good thing. But there are certain places in the South that's not taking place.
Yeah.
Now, I know y'all not lost for words. We got a few more minutes left.
Well, I'm trying to say germane to the topic, okay, about because right now, I mean, I could ask him, okay, what are his thoughts, okay, about the justice system that's going on down in Mar-a-Lago, Florida, about former President Trump being given privileges that he or I or you or Scott will go to jail for. We had some top secret papers. Matter of fact, you can go to jail right now for keeping the library. They won't do it, for a library book, but you get fined for keeping the library book out. And that's why I say I think unfair justice means something that need to be dealt. I think that's what Tom kind of alluded to early on. That that the justice system, is not actually fair. Because right now, just our freedom right now as a country is under attack.
Speaking of that, you got something going down in a little small town in Missouri, Hayti.
Oh yes, that is Hayti. We are Missouri Commerce working with the city of Hayti there. Hayti is one of the poorest cities in the state of Missouri, by the way. And so we're in the process now of trying to bring some affordable housing to Hayti. It also is like what we call like a semi-food desert. We're bringing a grocery store there. We're bringing like a laundromat, some commercial retail space. And also, since we saw this project down in Hayti, we think 5G technology in the form of cell phone towers. One of our members in our company, okay, is looking forward to now to breaking ground on a 5G technology center in Hayti, which would be able to train people, not just in Hayti, but the whole country, in technology about the 5G that's coming out, changing the way we live every day.
Hate to say this, but we got a 4-minute warning, folks.
Oh, he's warning. He's going to say, y'all got to get out of here. But on the same token, Mr. Tom Crane, appreciate it. And like I was telling you, that going to take place on December the 3rd, Saturday, but put your check, your money order in the mail to 5511 Woodland, and we'll put down there that you are prepaid, and then they have caps and things like that. And I think you're enjoying it. You might extend that invitation and put it on your website that other people from Friends of Community Media might want to get involved, because it's something everybody can learn collectively together.
Sounds good. I'll get a schedule from him. We'll put it on the site.
Okay, Ira? Oh, well, we let Scott get away with murder. He just said a few words and he's gone.
That's why I'm the producer.
And also, Scott, why don't you tell us a little bit about right now the weather in St. Louis, since you know a bike rider, how the weather has been to ride bike.
It's beautiful this week. It looks like we're going to have a high of 97 probably Thursday, but sunny days every day this week.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have a show each and every Saturday, and once again, we're going to have that Midwest Southeast Regional Conference here in Kansas City on December 3rd. This is my lucky day, my birthday, and I will accept donations. I accept presents. I'm trying to get somebody, not that I don't smell good, but I like those fragrant cologne when men use, okay?
I love me some Lagerfeld myself.
Okay. Well, anything, Tom, you want to say, not your last word, but you're close to your ending word till we see you, if not before. Now, I want you to get in touch But Ron McMillan, I think he's still involved in that. So he's part of that, what we call it, the 1619 project.
Okay, and are you expecting a cake?
No, I got a book I haven't a chance to read. No, people just want to talk about it and have little handouts. They got that, okay? Not only that, but other little things. You might have some of those countries if you can get a hold to them, those countries that people need to know about the world, okay? Anything that, and also people need to know who Tom Crane is. Can you help that? I guess you can't help that. He's not saying nothing.
And also, Tom, tell them again what day your show comes on it, and what station, all that good stuff.
Yeah, I'm on Sundays, 1 to 3. Catch me. I'm on Facebook, too, World Sound Radio.
And also, my show comes on every Saturday from 1 to 3 p.m. Lunches was about you comments on FrequencyUSA.com. And also, we get a rebroadcast every Sunday and every Wednesday at 1 o'clock from my show also.
I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Of course, my show comes on every Saturday, but the biggest thing that's going to come to pass is December the 3rd, my 83rd, whatever you want to put it, birthday, and I judge my friends by the gifts or donation they present me with. I'm open for that. Thank you very much, and with that, we're out of here.